Hi, Mr. Bandhopadhyay. Thank you for joining us on the Banking Show. You've said in your column this week that banks have been on a profit spree, and whether it is private banks or public banks, they have all recorded record profits this year. What has contributed to this growth?
There are a few exceptions, but on the whole, it has been a dream run for the Indian banking industry. Every quarter gets better than the previous quarter. Now, what are the contributing factors to this dream run? There are two factors. One is the NII, the net interest income, which is going up and up and up because the credit offtake is pretty cool, which actually the industry was starved of. This is a new phenomenon after a gap of quite a few years. So once the credit grows, your interest income also grows. So that interest income is phenomenal. That's one part of it. And second part of it is, because the hip hop NPs is not growing anymore, because the fresh slippages are very rare, so that the money that the banks used to set aside, or the so-called provisioning for the bad loans, that has come down. So it's both ways. You are earning more, and you are setting aside less money for the provision, because your provision coverage ratio has gone up substantially. You don't need to do much for most of the banks. There are a few exceptions again, which they need to. So it's, on the one hand, your bad assets have stopped growing. You have almost cleared not almost, you have been continuously clearing the hips. You are getting recovery, so on and so forth. Which is why you don't need to set aside more money. So you're consuming the cash, and that is adding to your bottom line. And on the other hand, your income has grown.
So one of the other things that you've talked about in your column is that the deposit growth is lagging behind. What kind of challenge does this pose for the banks?
That's the biggest challenge. I mean, if you ask any banker in private, that's the biggest challenge here, because the credit growth is in double digit for quite a few of them. It's 20-odd% credit growth, which has not been seen for quite some time. So the challenge before the banking industry is to grow their deposits to support the credit growth. Now, how do you do it? Of course, you have many of them have excess SLR, which is the government bond. They can liquidate and support their credit growth. Theoretically possible, but practically no, because you have again yet another massive government borrowing in the next financial year. So liquidation of government bond holdings and using the money for growing credit, it's not feasible. It's a good time for the depositors. For the first time, they have been recognized, they have been valued, because typically bankers don't care about deposits. They will call you, all your relationship managers will call you to sell mortgages and two-wheelers and personal loans, but they will never ask you for deposits. They have taken it for granted. Now, for the first time, it looks like that you and me can dictate terms where to keep our money, and if you pay me higher rates, then only I'll keep my money. So it's a tough challenge for the banks. If they want the honeymoon with profits to continue, they need to have their credit growth, and to have their credit growth, they need to pay more.
You are calling it the honeymoon period, so you seem quite confident that it is not going to last. Why do you think it is not going to last?
Well, yes, I'm reasonably confident, because, banks' loans are linked either to MCLR or to an external benchmark. External benchmark typically is repo rate. So, and they are repriced immediately. The NII, that the net interest income, well, it will continue to be there, but net interest margin, NIM, which is the cost of loan, the money which you earn from the loan, and the money which you spend on your deposits, that net interest margin will shrink. So it's very critical. It's pretty cool. Yes, you will continue to, if you don't accumulate fresh NPAs, you will continue to make less provision. So that side will continue. You will not spend as much money as you had done in the past, but your net interest income will go down because your cost of deposits will go up. And on the treasury side, I don't see much possibility of making too much of money, considering the government borrowing program. It will be range bound. So then what will supplement your drop in net interest income? There's nothing else. So you have to accept the fact that this, you call it romancing or honeymoon, has to end. My take is March will be the last quarter, which will be yet another high quarter. And then from June onwards, we will see it's slowly going down.
All right. Just very nicely explained, Mr. Bandyopadhyay. As you explained, the NII, the net interest income, is growing, the provisioning is coming down, which is contributing to this great run that the banks have been having. But as you said, it is not likely to last beyond one more quarter. So lots to watch. I especially like the point you made about how people like you and I are important now as far as the deposits go. So thank you so much, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, for joining us, and see you next week.
Thank you.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that lets success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.